What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we just got a real quick install review on a new headlight for my Dyna Wide Glide build. And I might have mentioned this a couple times in my previous videos when I mentioned updates on my bike build. So I did buy a new fairing kit for my bike, which went on really well. If you didn't see that fairing kit install, go check that video out. But the factory chrome bullet style headlight didn't really match up with the fairing very well, so I wanted something a little bit lower profile and all blacked out. So I did some searching online for different LED light kit conversions for my bike. There were some generic ones that just got a lot of bad reviews, and then I went on Harley Davidson's website and they had a LED conversion kit for my bike. Now the conversion kit was only about $150, which I didn't think was that bad, but it was still expensive. But if you look at the details, it says you can only use the Harley Davidson branded LED headlight with that unit. And that LED headlight, which I believe might be called a Sundowner or something like that, it was like $500 for a headlight. And I'm thinking, I'm not spending $700 on an LED headlight for my bike. It's not that important to me. So I went on a couple different websites and I finally came across the RevZilla website. And I'll post their website link in the description, but it's RevZilla.com. And I found this really nice Drag Specialities Black Headlight for my bike. It wasn't very expensive. The whole entire unit was around 50 bucks. It's not an LED light, but honestly, I really don't care about that. I just wanted it to look better and match up to the fairing better. So let's take a closer look at the light that I got, and then we're gonna jump into the install. Okay, so out of the box, here is the order form here. You can see right there, there's the item number. There's the description. That's just what came. I don't know if that matters, but I'll post a link to this actual light kit in the description. All right, here you go. All right, so there you go, is the Drag Specialties headlight. Again, this is pretty basic. Nothing fancy here. It's not an LED light bulb, but again, I wasn't really worried about that. What I mainly needed was a bottom mount like this. Okay, I needed a bottom mount for my 2010 Dyna Wide Glide because some of these kits are a different mount, so you gotta be careful about that. But if you have a Dyna, then you have to make sure you have a bottom mount kit, and that's what I needed. So this one here is much more lower profile than the bullet style that's like this long, and it's all blacked out, nice headlight. It's got the wires I need, so I should be able to wire that up pretty easy. Then if you look over here, here's the standard one. So as you can see, there's the mounting bracket there, and then here's that teardrop headlight. Now what I need to do, because I have the fairing kit installed, I need to use the headlight relocation bracket, which came with my fairing kit. Okay, so it looks like this. So basically this mounts on the tree right there like that, and then the headlight mounts to that hole, one of those two holes up front, and then you mount that on, and then that way you can actually position the headlight where you need it to, further or back, to match up to your fairing. So that's what we're gonna work on today. So what I'm gonna do next is start taking off this headlight. Now, I already cut it. So, as you can see right here, I already cut the wire right here because I really didn't care to use that. I could sell it, but honestly, it's not a big deal. It's old, it's cheap, not a big deal. And honestly, if I ever wanted to rewire that, I could just pull that apart and rewire it myself. But I wanted to cut it off because here is what I needed. I wanted this bracket right here because with this, I could just splice into the wires right there. And then there's my plug already to plug it right into the side, because I've already taken the gas tank off, which if you guys have seen my last video, I removed the gas tank because I sent it out to the paint shop to be custom painted all black to get rid of those flames. But I've already exposed my wiring, okay? So I already pulled my wiring out so that I had access to plug this in. So this should be pretty easy today. And then hopefully by next week, I'll have the new gas tank back, all blacked out. I got the black fairing kit for the front with a new black headlight. So my whole goal this year is I was going for a different look on my bike, and I really want to try to get it blacked out more with very minimal chrome, but just enough chrome to make it look good, but primarily a lot more blacked out. And then on the other side, you can't really see over here, but I got the Vance & Hines chrome covers. I'm actually gonna probably try to take those covers off, and I'm either going to take them to a buddy shop and have them powder coated, or I might just try to get scuff them up and paint them with like a high heat black paint, and we'll see how that goes. But I'll probably end up just getting them powder coated so that the pipes will be all blacked out as well. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and take that headlight off, and we're gonna go start putting that new headlight on. Now, I've talked about this multiple times. I always like to use these types of solder shrink fit tubing. You can buy these off Amazon for very cheap. Maybe this kit right here might be $8, or you could buy bigger kits for more if you're doing a lot of wiring, but I use these all the time. They're just very easy and convenient. Now let me just kind of show you how to do it. Okay, so typically what you're gonna do, let's just start with one wire, and I'll just show you guys how to do this with one wire, and we'll start there. So what you do is whichever wire you're gonna be splicing together, which on this application, we're gonna do the green to the black because that's the ground. So what you wanna do is you wanna slide your sleeve over one of the wires. Okay, you gotta get it on there first. So just be very easy to slide it on. Then you slide it on like that. Then you wanna separate your wires at the ends. Doesn't have to be exactly equal, but preferably close into like a little Y. I don't know if you guys can see it, but into a Y like that. So you're gonna do that on the opposite side too. Split that into like a Y. Okay? And then here's what you do. So after you have both sides shaped like a Y, then what you're gonna do is you're gonna splice them together like you have a Y like this, right? You're gonna splice them together like that and then twist them. So you get the Ys connected like this, but don't put the plastic tubing up to each other. Leave about an 1/8 of an inch of space in between so that you could take this and start twisting. The whole goal is to twist the wire so that it's twisted into each other within that space so that your wire is not wider than your plastic housing, like so. You see how it's kind of twisted there and there's a little bit of a gap there, okay? So once you got your wire twisted in the middle, nice and tight, then you want to slide your sheathing over it. Now, if it's too tight to get on there, it means that you probably have the wire, the actual copper wire stretched out too wide and it's blocking your sleeve. But just tighten it up a little bit. Once you get it over there, just keep kind of spinning it on there. And what you want to do is get this fitting like that. You want the fitting, the little copper fitting in the middle, to be directly over the middle where the wires were spliced. Once you have your wires spliced, then you just take your little butane torch and gently do it in the middle, but you got to move around a little bit. You don't want to just do it on one side. Okay? And then you gently kind of go back and forth on the shrink wrap. And I always do a little bit more in the middle, just to get that solder to melt. All right, there you go. So it'll be hot to touch, so be careful. But once it's done, that's what you're left with. So let me get you a closer look. There you go. Well, it's kind of, I got bad lighting in here because it's just, I have the garage door opener and the light's shining in. But basically, once you melt that little ring in the middle, it'll actually melt the solder over your copper wire that you twisted. And then you got a rubber gasket here and a rubber gasket here that all gets melted into the shrink wrap. So now you have a very tight fitting. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish up my last 2 wires and then we're gonna get this all plugged in and mounted. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I got the wiring hooked up. I got everything shrink wrapped, tied in. Now I just have it sitting here for now because again, I wanna do some test fittings first. As you can see here, I got the extension bracket on here. Again, it has a few different holes here for pushing the headlight forward or back. And then it has 2 different holes up front to give you some different angles depending on how you want everything to line. Now, I don't know which way I'm gonna have to go with this because I'm gonna have to put my fairing on, but I just wanted to show you right now that it works. So here, let me show you this. I just wired this on right now just to kind of give you an idea. Okay, so it works. Then we come over here, go high beams. You can see it on the truck. There we go. So low beam, high beam works. Looks good. Again, shut that off. So now what I could do is I'm gonna have to get my fairing out here, hook up the fairing, do a little bit of test fitting, do a little bit of shifting up and down for the quick release tabs for my new fairing. Those were set up based off the old headlight. I'm gonna probably have to readjust all that all over again to get everything lined up with the new fairing. So I'm gonna go ahead and play with that for a little bit and then I'll be right back. Okay, we got the new headlight on. It is now mounted. It has been adjusted to fit my fairing. I had to adjust my fairing mount brackets right here so that everything will slide on nice and neat. But again, it looks real good on the bike and I can adjust it however I want. And then here's the fairing. Okay, and just so you can see how easy this is to put on, we're gonna go over the headlight, get the bottom brackets on, lock the top brackets on, done. There it is. That's what it looks like. So everything looks really good. Looks a lot nicer now, more flush. And once I get the new gloss black gas tank on, this thing is gonna look real sweet. So this blacked out look is slowly coming together. Looks real nice. So there's the back of the headlight in there. Again, everything works as it should. So that's it. So that's it, everybody. Hope you liked this video. I hope that you liked the install of this headlight on my Dyna Wide Glide. Again, I got it from RevZilla's website. And I'll post a link in the description of this video for you guys to go check out if you are looking for a similar headlight for your Dyna Wide Glide or whatever motorcycle you have. You could check them out. But again, it turned out great. I think the overall look is coming along. And I just got a text message from the paint shop. They said that my bumpers and my gas tank are done, so I'll probably be picking those up in the next couple days. So stay tuned for that because I will do an updated video on the bumper install back on the truck, and I'll do an updated video on the new gas tank when I put it back on my bike. So that way you can kind of see how both builds are coming along. But that's it for now. So do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, like this video, leave me a comment. If you have any questions, I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Do me a favor, subscribe to the channel because it definitely helps me out and I truly appreciate each and every one of you doing so. But that's it. So until then, see you in the next video.